What up, what up? We're still continuing with this battery charging saga. As you can see, the coronavirus is in full effect. So that's what we got to deal with these days. So, so yeah. The chargers that I got, I got the charger from Genius, and I got the charger from NOCO Genius, and I got the charger from Schumacher, whatever, however you pronounce that. The Schumacher one seems to be good on paper, but it's loud. This thing is buzzing and humming along all the time. It's nonstop. And this Genius one, it's just it just lights up green. Nothing happens. There's no fans. There's nothing. So I'm inclined to think that that one is probably a better charger, trickle charger. I don't know. I like it better. So what I did was, as you can see right there, I went and got myself another one. It's not the same size. I got the small one, the 1 amp, but I think it's going to be just fine for the starter battery. Let me go ahead and pop that thing open and plug everything in and see what happens. Because when I was charging with that Schumacher one, I don't think it was doing a very good job. Like today, I tried to start the car and go for a cruise because it was like finally 60 something out here in Chicago. Did not want to start. I plugged in the jump start to the rear battery. Yes, I know. You're not supposed to jump from the rear battery. I know. And I replaced that battery. So it's a brand new Mercedes AGM battery. OEM. So that was not cheap. That thing was like three bills, you know. It was like $300. So cameras all over the place. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I know you're not supposed to jump it from the back, but the front is charged. That's where the NOCO Genius was on all the time, and it was charged completely. When I plugged in to check the voltage on the front battery, it was at, like 11, 12 something. It was good. And when I went to the rear battery, it's at 8 amps. 8. So, amps? Volts? It's at 8 volts. Or somewhere around like 8 point something. It was dead. DED, dead. So I got the other NOCO Genius. It's the 1 amp, but I figure the 1 amp is going to be fine. Like, I'm not trying to jump start the car. I'm just trying to have a trickle until I need to use it. You know what I mean? So the 1 amp is going to go on the front. The 10 amp with the repair is going to go on the back to repair the rear battery. Thinking about if I should disconnect it from the car, probably, right? Probably disconnect it from the car. Try to repair it that way and then throw it back in. So let's open up this 1 amp, plug everything in, and see where we end up. So, as you can see here, NOCO Genius 1, the 1 amp, the NOCO Genius. What else? What else do you really need to know about it? I like how it comes in this cardboard box with all the writing and everything all over the place. So you think, here it is, right there. When I open the box, it's going to be right there. But then you bust out this box out of the package, and it's another box, completely like official, like I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I would have thought it would have been in here, the contents of the the item that I bought. But you get this other completely sealed up, thing that's like a final finished product, which is interesting because it kind of comes in 2 finished boxes. Like, that almost seems like a finished box. If it was sealed, it just opens right up. But you know what I mean? This is a pretty nice box to use as a throwaway box. Moving on. There you have it. There you have it. Let's crack this bad boy open. You know. Let's crack this bad boy open and see where we end up. Look at this. This is very interesting. I think this is deceiving AF. That this is the actual plug. Are you guys seeing this? I gotta tell you, I feel like I've been had. Because the 10 is a big brick that has a wire that plugs in. It's a big, like, nice feeling thing in your hand. Right? That's the 10. The one is the plug. Alright? And nowhere on the packaging does it show you that it is. It kind of makes you feel like it's a brick, like the 10. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess it was me that did not notice that. Okay, fine. Fine. Maybe it's not horrible. Maybe that's not that bad. Let's see. Let's just move on. See what happens. How long this thing is and all of that good stuff. Alright. So whatever. So this guy is gonna plug in right there. So let's get that going. Plug this bad boy in and see where we end up. One thing to mention is that I just untangled this one cord, and there's another section by the clips that's ready for me to untangle to make this thing even longer. One thing I thought I'd mention, this thing is kind of long. Like, I'd say it's over 4 feet without even doing this one, maybe even 6 feet without undoing that, when I'm about to undo that as well. But I'll tell you, this thing reaches pretty far. So the other side turned out to be a little bit of a disappointment, but I'll tell you what, this thing untangled is probably another good couple feet. So you know, 6 to 8 feet, that's not too bad. And the clips are pretty good. But I gotta show you guys something. Those are the 10 amp clamps. Just to give you an idea, there is a very significant difference in those clips and the gauge of the wire. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of a big difference. This double wire is probably not as thick as this single wire, so definitely without the shielding. So these are serious clips, but I gotta tell you, these little clips
have this very similar clip resistance. They seem like they would grab on really well. And they have all the same teeth, apparently. The teeth design is the same. So, it opens pretty wide. So it's not like you're going to be lacking in gripping some batteries. It's just that the wire is thinner. But it's a 1 amp current. So 1 amp hour. So let's get this thing plugged in. I'm going to plug in the 1 amp up front here on the starter battery. The 10 amp in the back, try to repair the trunk battery and see what happens. So, I made a video on how I open my trunk by pushing a button over here and lifting it up that way. Let me take this bad boy out. There it is. So I have this cut key, okay, which is a original Mercedes key, I would say. But for those of you who said that I can put it into the key slot and open it, it does nothing. I've tried it. It does not open the trunk. One-handed Mercedes key operation. Boom, just slid right in. Plug this bad boy in, and we're gonna throw it on repair. Repair, and we'll come back in the morning and see what happens. So today was definitely not a convertible day. It's like 30 something in Chicago, 40 something, got up to like upper 40s, maybe 50, 52, something like that for a high. It was a pretty cold day. So anyway, I plugged everything in, even yesterday. I ran this little guy right here. This is the 1 amp, which, I gotta tell you, it's plugged in. Wires are connected. And it's just keeping it topped up. It's a beautiful thing. I had it running overnight. And this morning it was already green. Now, so that takes care of this, at least for the foreseeable future. In the rear, I got this bad boy plugged in over there. I ran this on the repair all night. Well, I don't know if it was going all night or what, but it was not working when I came out here this morning. It was already off. I guess the repair finished and it was off. So I came out this morning and turned it on and put it back on the repair. And a few hours later, it was off again. So I then decided that maybe it was repaired, maybe it didn't need repair, maybe the Schumacher thing isn't doing what it's supposed to do when it says that it's charged, maybe it's not. And I mean, you can just tell the difference between how they do their clamps. This is a garbage clamp. This is the clamp you find on the cheapest crap. This is a designer clamp that you know comes from a quality item. I don't really care about NOCO. I don't know who they are. I've seen their jump starters, not just the trickle charger, but the jump starter packs, lose a battle on the Project Farm channel, which is a great channel, by the way. That guy, he does really good stuff with what he has. This is like the everyday, tester, not a laboratory. This is like the practical type stuff. But I digress. That's not here nor there. But on his channel, this NOCO Genius, or whatever it was, the NOCO Jump Starter Pack, did not do well at all compared to the competition. Even Schumacher, I think, was in there, and those did not bad. But this is Schumacher, whatever you want to call it. It's they sell it at Walmart, so I consider that a Walmart brand. So you take what you can get from Walmart. It's not necessarily going to be good stuff. This NOCO, I don't really know anything about their company. I like their design. I see that they are trying. I would not call a unit with one button on it advanced. I would expect it to have an LCD display like this one does, and all kinds of stuff. This does not have it, so it was really hard for me to love it. But I gotta tell you, it's stupid simple. It's got one button. It doesn't need anything. It's as far as it's been working so far. You plug it in, it works. That's it. That's all there is to it. With this, there's a whole bunch of settings with multiple buttons. Not like, this thing has a type of battery button and a amperage button and a display button, because it has a display. But it was hard. Look at this. This thing is a big box, even though you can clearly tell by the accessories that this thing is probably garbage. Also, it's very loud. It's got a fan. It keeps cooling. Let me show you what this NOCO sounds like. You hear that? Yeah, me neither. Nothing. There's no fan. There's nothing. All it does is just charge it. And this is a 10 amp per hour. So, very decent charger. I was surprised at how small it was until I saw the 1 amp. That thing is just a plug. Anyway, I don't remember where this conversation got started, but like I said, I don't really care about NOCO, but I do recognize thoughtfulness design when I see it. I don't know how else to describe it, but this looks like someone just wanted to make a product and they rushed it out. There's nothing to it. The fanciest thing about this box is the Schumacher name right there. It's got that little lightning bolt in red, and it's got that signature like Schumacher thing on it. And up here it says ship and shore, meaning it takes care of marine boats type things and anything on the shore, which I guess anything at all that has a battery. I guess. Whatever. Not very thoughtful design. It's just a box. This thing, you can tell they went through some trouble to get these things to get this to look the way it does. Get these to look like they're heavy duty. This, look at this. This is garbage. This is garbage inside there. This does not scream quality to me. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't scream quality to me. This is... it's a piece of plastic. I mean, both of them are, but there's a difference, you know? Besides the fact that this thing screams all night with the fan being on, and this is silent but effective. I guarantee you, from this showing green and the front one showing green, the car will start right now. And I had that Schumacher thing on, and it did not, it left me stranded. So I had to actually jumpstart this car from the trunk, which is not great. I know. Anywho, there you guys have it. The Benz is finally plugged in and ready for its hiatus while it's still winter-ish outside. Yesterday was beautiful. Today, not so much. But there you have it. Everything is plugged in. Starter battery is plugged in the front at 1 amp. The rear one is plugged in at 10 amps in the rear. There you have it. There you have it. It's all you... That is all you really need. I like that, you know, after spending $100 on a 10 amp that I got running on the back, I like how this thing was only 35. It's a lot smaller. It's 1/10, you know, the size of the one in the rear. But if it does the job, it's fine. It's fine. That's all I really need. I don't need these to jump start my car. I don't need them to just instantly help me get out of this. That's what I have that, I think it's actually a Schumacher. Her. Yep, sure is. This thing, let me tell you, has worked wonderfully. Wonderfully. It's got a plug, AC. It's got a 12 volt right here. You know, it even has a tire inflator. Has a flashlight on the side here. This was not the cheapest thing by any means. It was not the cheapest jump starter. It was like something like $70, or if I'm not mistaken. But it works it's a heavy thing. I mean, it's got a giant battery inside of it, but it works really well. This, I must say, I don't really use it for all the, you know, AC and USB plugs or the tire inflator. I just use this strictly as my jump starter. And this has done very well for me. I've had this thing for years, and it has worked very well at jump starting the SL. So I don't need these. Oh, dang it. I don't need these geniuses to jumpstart my car. I just have them trickling for when I need the car, and then I'm ready to go whenever. So hopefully I'm gonna be as happy with these NOCOs as I am today. We'll see on a long-term review, but for now, there you guys have it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.